Kalagan of Ursh was one of the Emperor's most formidable adversaries during the Unification Wars, ruling a technologically advanced and militarized empire in northern and central Asia. The Ursh campaign is significant because it marked one of the final phases of the Emperor's conquest to unify Terra and involved the deployment of Space Marines, including the Raven Guard, who were one of the last legions to be created. Unlike earlier campaigns, such as the conquest of the Pan-Pacific Empire, which relied heavily on the Thunder Warriors, the Ursh campaign reflected the evolution of the Emperor's forces and strategy. As chronicled in Master of Mankind, the Solar War, the Unremembered Empire, and Descent of Angels, the conquest of Ursh was a decisive victory that set the stage for the Great Crusade. If you'd like to debate any points, feel free to ask in the comments. I will respond personally. Kalagan emerged as one of the most successful rulers during the fragmented Age of Strife. A potent psyker and a master strategist, he unified Central and Northern Asia's techno-barbarian factions under his iron rule, forging the Ursh Empire into a military and industrial superpower. His armies were equipped with advanced technology, psyker-enhanced weapons, and cybernetic warriors, making Ursh one of the most formidable powers on Terra. Ursh's strategic location in Central and Northern Asia gave it control over vital trade routes and resources, making it indispensable for any faction seeking to dominate Terra. Its fortifications were among the strongest on the planet, and Kalagan's ability to project power across vast regions ensured that his empire remained stable even during prolonged conflict. This made Ursh a critical target for the Emperor as he advanced his campaign to unify Terra. The Emperor first focused on dismantling the Pan-Pacific Empire, ruled by Northern Doom, as part of his strategy to eliminate threats in the Eastern Hemisphere. The Pan-Pacific Empire fell before Ursh as its conquest relied heavily on the Thunder Warriors and other early forces. This earlier campaign was instrumental in isolating Ursh, removing a potential ally for Kalagan, and allowing the Emperor to consolidate his control over the East before turning his attention west. Following the fall of the Pan-Pacific Empire, Kalagan's Ursh remained one of the final significant barriers to Terra's unification. His use of psykers as weapons and his ability to maintain order in such a vast domain highlighted his skill as a leader. Unlike other warlords, Kalagan posed a challenge not only militarily, but also ideologically, as his power represented a fractured humanity's refusal to unite under a single vision. By the time the Emperor launched the campaign against Ursh, the Astartes were fully operational, marking a turning point in the Unification Wars. Notably, the Raven Guard, one of the last Space Marine legions to be created, played a critical role in the campaign. Their expertise in infiltration and targeted strikes allowed them to weaken Ursh's defenses by assassinating key leaders and sabotaging critical infrastructure. This was in stark contrast to the earlier reliance on Thunder Warriors, who had been largely retired or eliminated by this stage. The Emperor approached the conquest of Ursh with meticulous planning, leveraging the Astartes' unique capability to neutralize Kalagan's psyker-wrought weapons and disrupt his command structure. The Raven Guard's operations complemented the broader campaign, creating openings for larger forces to advance. Despite the Emperor's strategic brilliance, Kalagan was no easy opponent. His ability to anticipate the Emperor's moves and his effective use of psykers inflicted significant casualties on the Imperial forces. It is possible that Kalagan's command of psychic warfare temporarily stalled the Emperor's campaign, underscoring the depth of his power and the threat he posed to the Imperium. As the campaign reached its climax, the Emperor personally intervened to break Kalagan's resistance. His psychic mastery nullified Kalagan's powers, and his presence on the battlefield demoralized Ursh's armies. Though there are no specific accounts of a direct duel between the Emperor and Kalagan, it is likely that the Emperor's leadership and psychic might were decisive in securing the victory. The final phase of the campaign saw the Emperor's forces launch a concentrated assault on Ursh's capital. Kalagan's warlords were systematically eliminated, and his armies crumbled under the combined might of the Astartes and the Emperor's personal forces. Kalagan's defeat marked the end of Ursh as a significant power on Terra. Following Kalagan's fall, the Emperor incorporated Ursh's territories, resources, and technology into the growing Imperium. The psyker knowledge and advanced weaponry of Ursh were repurposed to serve the Emperor's vision of a unified humanity. This integration strengthened the Imperium's foundation and prepared it for the Great Crusade. The conquest of Ursh demonstrated the Emperor's ability to adapt his strategies and evolve his forces. The campaign highlighted the transition from the brute force of the Thunder Warriors to the precision and discipline of the Astartes, marking a turning point in the Unification Wars. The fall of the Asian superpower sent a clear message to the remaining warlords on Terra: resistance was futile. The defeat of Kalagan, one of the most powerful rulers, convinced many to capitulate without a fight, accelerating the Emperor's unification efforts and solidifying his dominance. The Tyrant remains a symbol of the fractured potential of humanity during the Age of Strife. His psychic powers, military strength, and advanced empire represented what humanity could achieve in isolation, but also highlighted the destructive tendencies of unchecked ambition. His defeat marked the end of an era. Conquest of Ursh and the defeat of Kalagan were pivotal moments in the Emperor's quest to unify Terra. These events, as detailed again in Master of Mankind, the Solar War, the Unremembered Empire, and Descent of Angels, showcased the Emperor's resolve and strategic brilliance. The victory over Ursh cemented the transition to the Imperium and set the stage for the Great Crusade. If you have questions or thoughts, again, leave a comment. I will personally respond.